It's week 16, and we are back again for another episode of your priority waivers to help you get through the playoffs. Hopefully, you've made it through round one and you're here for round two and for action. But yeah, Charlene and I are back. We want to make sure you get through the playoffs, get the players added that you need to be added, drop the players that you don't need anymore, and all the things. I think I have wasted enough time to find the video button that I'm looking for. I'll see you on the other side.
You're watching Priority Waivers only on Fantasy Now Plus.
You can always tell exactly how long it takes me to find a certain button so I can play that video, because then I just start rambling. I'm like, oh my God, where's the button at? Oh, I didn't get it ready. Charlene, how you doing?
Pretty good, all things considered. It's it's been a roller coaster of a season, so why wouldn't it be a roller coaster in the first round of playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, I made the playoffs in 5 leagues. I'm only counting 4 because one of them is an 8-team. 6 made the playoffs. Absolutely wild scoring. Like average scores are like 10,000 something to 9,000 something.
God.
And I finished the season, I think, 2-11. So but I was in 6th place. So did I really make the playoff? I lost. But I'm still in 3 of my 4 leagues. So only 1 money league.
I mean,
leagues you don't care about are the ones that go the furthest. That's the sad part.
Yeah.
Brian, you started Justin Jefferson and survived. Amazing. We're going to talk about Justin Jefferson today, though. And if we're talking about Justin Jefferson on a priority waiver show, it only means bad things.
I mean, I did say it was a roller coaster of a season. Like, we've spent time talking about what do we do with Justin Jefferson. We've spent time talking about what do we do about Lamar. Like, where are we? What is happening? Phillip Rivers is starting another week.
a lot of quarterbacks out there, a lot of old quarterbacks that can't play football anymore was like, is this really the best we could do? Is this where we are? Like, why didn't I get a call? Well, I don't know about you, but Phillip Rivers almost won a game this week.
Yep.
Just gonna they led for 58 minutes. The Colts did. So, and Phillip Rivers is the only one to score a touchdown.
For your Rivers first back in 5 years.
Yeah, exactly. Only player to score a touchdown this weekend was Phillip Rivers for that game, I should say. Not gonna call it a comeback, but let's talk about some waivers. But before we do, guys, Underdog Fantasy is a premium partner with Fantasy Now Plus. All new customers, if you play $5 using our code FN Plus, you can get $75 in bonus funds today, starting right now. So all of you should use the code in our description. You can click that; it'll actually take you to our website. Then there's another button that you just click, Underdog. And then it'll actually just go ahead and fill everything out there for you. You put in your information, sign up, play a $5 play, and you get $75 instantly in bonus funds. Play today. Underdog has been really great. Tonight, there will actually be an Underdog live show with Tim from our team. He will be doing some Underdog playoff drafts this tonight, I believe, is what I was told 5 minutes before the show. Yes. So
nice. Good time.
That
nice little distraction if you've gotten knocked out of all your leagues.
Right. We also have a playoff tournament happening for Fantasy Now Plus, where essentially once the playoffs are locked in, you're going to go through, pick one player from each of the teams, and you get those players for the rest of the playoffs, the actual NFL playoffs. It's best ball, so you're only picking starting lineups. And if your quarterback makes it all the way to the Super Bowl, you get those points all the way through the Super Bowl. If he gets eliminated in the first round, you only get one round of quarterback points, and that's
choose wisely.
So We have interest on at our website. We'll be sure to drop the link here in just a moment. It's right there. And I'm going to throw that. So in the chat right now, you can go ahead and sign up today. Charlene, let's get to the waiver wires. So first up, probably for the 5th week in a row, Jacoby Brissett. Last 3 weeks, he's QB5. Last week, he's QB12, 21.6 points. A lot of people had some concerns, Jacoby Brissett going up against the Houston Texans. I said on Sunday during our live show that do not fret, Jacoby Brissett.
Yep.
I just rhymed with that was just natural. Didn't even think about that before, but yeah, don't fret on Jacoby Brissett. He will score. I mean, we've been talking about this for weeks. His floor is 18 points. 18 points.
18.7, almost 19.
Yeah, almost 19. And if you go with his points per game since he's been a starter compared to everybody else in the league, he is QB3 in points per game.
Since week 9, he's averaging as the QB2. So, I mean, he's had one, and not only that, you're talking about points per game. He's had one game under 20 points since week 6.
Yeah, I don't know what 18.7. It's
I mean,
this is insane. Why is he only rostered in 35.4% of leagues?
It's wild to me. I know we've been talking about him a lot, and I feel like and I said this myself. Yeah, this is the last week, but I've said myself that I know it can be hard to let go of the name and the past, right? So people that are still holding on to Lamar saying, I know, but it's Lamar. Yeah, but it's not. This is not the Lamar that you have in the back of your head. This is not Jacoby Brissett, the backup quarterback that you have in the back of your head. He is the most reliable quarterback for fantasy right now. Period.
We have a Mr. Consistent award coming out for our fantasy awards show that we're going to do at the end of the season. And my nominee for Mr. Consistent this year is Jacoby Brissett. Because since he's been starting, he's been absolutely 20 to 22 points. That's what he does. That's the thing. He is incredible. So it's something that I definitely want to continue stressing. He is.
I don't remember who I voted for, but if I didn't vote for Brissett, I think I need to go back and change my answer.
You didn't vote yet. We are doing nominations right now. Then we will put out the votes to everybody.
All right.
And then we will do our official votes with those that are nominated. And JRS, do you get to vote on these end of season awards? Yes. So we are going to do our Fantasy Now Plus awards show. But also, we're going to have a People's Choice Award for each category as well. So all of you that listen to our show will also get to vote your own winner and see if we vote for the same person. So we'll have, the People's Choice and then the staff's choice. So, and then this Brissett question, Brissett or Goff, 6-point passing touchdowns. Don't think he can play Stafford at Stanford. Or I'm sorry, at Seattle on Thursday night. You could play Stafford. Stafford has been elite all season. Definitely not a terror. Don't think. Oh, yeah. Stafford has been good. I mean, he is right there with Brissett. He has been one of the most consistent quarterbacks in the league. QB4, you can't just sit him. I know he has to play against Seattle in Seattle, but I mean, Philip Herbert scored a touchdown. Why can't Stafford?
Right.
Just saying.
But
however, I think I might go Jacoby Brissett here. He's got Atlanta.
I mean, right now, I'm telling you, this game's going over 50.
Yeah. Well, so okay. Last thing I'm gonna say on Jacoby. You can say one more thing if you'd like, but we talked about this before the show, and we were kind of trying to limit down who we're talking about on the show today. And I said, we are in the top four. Like the top four teams care right now. The rest are all eliminated. We are in the semifinals. How many players how many players are in the top four in the playoffs and need a quarterback? But if you have a Patrick Mahomes, you had the bye week. You have Patrick Mahomes that has led your team because he's been QB2 all season. Jacoby might be there.
If you had Jaden Daniels and you picked up Mariota to start while you were waiting for Jaden Daniels and Brissett's available.
Yeah.
Go pick up Brissett.
Yeah.
If he is available, this should be your top ad this week.
Yeah, I agree. So we will say this is the top ad this week, and this has to be the last week we talk about Jacoby because guys, go pick him up.
Yeah.
Actually, all of you listening, you've already picked up Jacoby if he's available because you've been listening to us. I just realized we didn't talk about any of the injuries this week.
Oh, yeah.
So another big week since we talked about Patrick Mahomes already, torn ACL in the final drive of the game that pretty much eliminated them from playoff contention. However, I did think like Gardner Minshew, good Lord. I was like, who's the player?
I was like, what?
He's like,
it's Minshew mania time.
I did think Gardner Minshew was about to lead them down the drive because they were in field goal range. All they had to do is waste some more time, kick a field goal, and they would have won the game. But we threw an interception instead.
Yeah, well,
whatever.
I know, but you know what? I feel like every time those backup QBs come in towards the end of the game, like it never looks good.
Right.
Like just throwing them in at the end. Yeah, it never looks good. So we already know we know who Minshew is.
Yeah. So he's out for the season. Jaden Daniels is getting shut down for the rest of the remainder 3 games of the season. That sucks. He's rostered in 68.6% of leagues. So it looks like a lot of you have already been dropping him. Probably a while ago when we saw that arm, bend the wrong way. Bashal Tutin will miss several weeks. We only got 2 left of the fantasy season. He's effectively out for the season in terms of fantasy. Devontae Adams, this is a red alert. A hamstring injury considered to be week to week. That is tough because he's been very good this season. Roma Dunze re-aggravated his foot injury during warmups and missed another week, and he is considered to also be week to week. No options are out of the realm for the Bears. For a team that wants to make a deep run in the playoffs, who is in the playoff hunt, if surgery is required, would help him in 4 weeks. I could see the Bears going that route, effectively making him done for the fantasy season. Anthony Richardson is medically cleared to return this week. No words on if he actually will. And if, they start 44-year-old Philip Rivers over Anthony Richardson, what's that tell you about Anthony Richardson? Right. Jackson Dart was evaluated for another concussion. That's his 10th in 10 games that he's been evaluated. Zonovan Knight has a bad ankle sprain, unlikely to play in week 16, almost effectively making him fantasy irrelevant for the rest of the season. Yeah. Devin Neal was ruled out of the game with a hamstring injury after scoring 10 points. That's a huge, huge bummer. Ricky Pearsall, I don't know will he ever play another game of football? Like, it seems like every time he comes back, he's injured again.
Yeah. I don't that's rough too, because he actually had a decent game.
Yep, 15 points.
And I was like, oh, is he back? Like, are we good now?
Luther Burden is day-to-day with an ankle injury. He did score 14.4 last week. Drake London, hopeful to return in week 16. This will be his first game with Kirk Cousins this year. We'll see.
I guess he just had to wait and see what Cousin looked like before he decided he was coming back.
Maybe I will.
Maybe it'll be all right.
Woody Marks is day-to-day with an ankle injury. This was a big topic of conversation for the two of us this morning. He scored 10.8. Last time he went out with an ankle injury, he came back in and scored 15 the next week. So he'll be fine. I think he'll be fine. Christian Watson avoided a major injury with his shoulder chest injury. They believe he will be back next week. So,
All right. Yeah, that looked
big
rough.
news there.
Yeah.
Okay, back to the content of the show. Jairus, we will talk about drop Higgins. Okay, hold on, timeout. Maybe we do need to just answer this. Drop Higgins for AD Mitchell or Michael Carter. Tet, Drake, and Egbuka are the only other wide receivers. Yes.
Tet, Drake.
Yes.
Higgins is coming back this week, right?
Is he?
This
is like his third. This is like his second or third concussion this year.
Yeah.
And it's a team that doesn't seem like they want to play football anymore. I'm pretty sure Joe Burrow is either going to demand a trade or retire this year. So, Jaden Higgins. That's a different story.
I
was thinking T. There's too many Higgins. There's too many Higgins.
Yeah.
Okay, so drop Jaden Higgins for AD Mitchell or Michael Carter. I would probably timeout. We got to look at who the Jets play because that's important. Mitchell. Is Mitchell on our list today?
I think it's New Orleans.
New Orleans and New England. Oh, I did look this up earlier today on whether to actually add him to the list. He was on my you could list. I'm not confident. Like those two teams allow about the 20th most points per game to the wide receiver position, but AD Mitchell is just literally the only target in New York.
Well, yeah, I mean, you've got AD Mitchell and then you've got Mechie. And depending on the defensive scheme that they're up against, but I think this week leans Mitchell. I don't know. Do we think that's yeah?
I think you could drop Higgins for Mitchell.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about Michael Carter here in a second. And then this question, the only other decision is for the tight end, and it's Loveland or Parkinson. We will talk about that in just a moment as well. So let's get right back into what we have
like
going
on. That's a good one.
That is a good question.
That's a good one.
Let's go to Bryce Young. This is the next quarterback on the list that you could pick up this week. Charlene, tell me about Bryce.
Yeah. So Bryce Young is he is heating up at the right time. And we said that before he went on bye. He finally started looking comfortable back there, like a great quarterback. Went on bye, came back, didn't miss a beat. Last week he had 15 completions for 163 yards and a touchdown, plus 7 rush attempts for 49 yards. And that's where the upside is his rushing ability. So if he continues to do that, then he's got that edge. Since week 11, he's thrown 8 touchdowns and just 2 interceptions. So
Panthers are back.
Yeah.
Panthers are back.
Yeah. And this week he gets the Bucks. And what did Cousins just do against the Bucks?
Oh. Yep.
So
yeah.
This is looking like a really, really, really nice matchup for Bryce.
A nice juicy matchup for Bryce to get into the championship. If you can't get either Jacoby or Bryce, you got Tyler Shuck, who's QB7 over the last 3 weeks. QB16 last week, scoring 18.1%. He is only rostered in 11% leagues. I'm 89% sure that he is available in your leagues. That's quick math if you couldn't.
Yep, I got that. Good job. Yeah, this is by no means a pretty waiver wire pickup. And on the surface, it seems a little gross.
This is the world we live in.
But over the last 4 weeks, and this is wild to me, over the last 4 weeks, his adjusted completion percentage is 84.6%. The only QBs with a better percentage are all backup quarterbacks with at most 3 attempts. And this guy's chucking the ball for 32, he's chucking the ball down the field all game.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah,
game.
his worst game
Lots of
was
garbage
actually
time.
against Tampa statistically. Only 144 yards. One of it was his lowest completions, those lowest pass attempts, but he got 2 rushing touchdowns, which gave him 22.2.
Right.
He's got the Jets in Tennessee coming up.
Yeah. So once again, these are, I mean, dream matchups.
Yeah. Yeah. So
he might not be the best real life NFL quarterback, but he's looking like a pretty solid fantasy quarterback.
Yeah, just like Jacoby.
Yeah.
Next up, we're done with quarterbacks. Those are the 3. If you can't get one of those 3, I'm sorry, you're probably not making the championship. Hopefully you have a better quarterback at least. Let's move on to wide receivers here. I think, Jalen Naylor. So I asked our good friend of the show, Dave, who was a huge Vikings fan, weeks ago, is Jalen Naylor worth it? And he said no, because JJ can't even get JJ the ball or Jordan Addison. What makes you think he can get Jalen Naylor the ball? I was like, okay. Well, going to look at it, he's finished as wide receiver 10 last week, 19.5, because he had 2 touchdowns. He's rostered in 2.6% of the leagues. And guess what? Next 2 games, fantasy playoffs, plays the Giants, who have allowed the 3rd most points to the fantasy to the wide receiver, and then the Lions, who allow the 2nd most fantasy points to the wide receiver position. On top of that, Jalen Naylor has the most points of all Vikings wide receivers in the red zone with 4 touchdowns this season. He is the best red zone wide receiver the Vikings have. Not Justin Jefferson. He's got more than TJ Hawkinson. He's better than Jordan Addison. He's getting the job done. They're not looking his way. The defenses, they're focusing on Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison, which is leaving Jalen Naylor available. Good Lord. Can we pick another first name that doesn't start with a J on that team? But it's just Jalen Naylor might save some teams here. And yeah, he's a lot. Like, I think he's worth going to pick up. He's definitely worth picking up, especially if you have guys like Devontae Adams, Rome Odunze, Ricky Pearsall, Luther Burden, and you're hurting.
And you were saying, I mean, how could we trust him if we can't even trust, JJ to get the ball to JJ? And well, Justin Jefferson is the only one that JJ can't seem to get the ball to.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, this guy throws darts to everybody else on the team. But every time he goes to throw a ball to Justin Jefferson, he sails it. What is that? Like, I think he's afraid of getting intercepted every time he throws the ball to Justin Jefferson. He just can't hit his target.
Yeah.
But it's just with him. It's incredible.
Jalen Naylor, I would go get him. I'm going to probably
this is a sneaky good play here.
Because people will see Jalen Naylor and go, oh, 19.5. That's great. Can you do it again? The answer is yes.
Yeah.
Especially if they get in the red zone. Next up, Devon Vele. If you have Tyler Shuck.
Yeah, we just talked about Shuck. Yeah.
Because he's the wide receiver 17 over the last 3 weeks, 11.9 last week, 14.1 average the last 3 weeks. Charlene, you got more?
He's averaging 6.5 targets per game and 12.58 yards per reception since week 12. So over the last 4 games, he's averaging 4.8 receptions and 59.8 yards per game. So, I mean, he is absolutely wide receiver 2, right behind Chris Olave. The way that Shuck is playing, both of them have an amazing opportunity this week against the Jets. I like Vele a lot. Vele looks like everything that we had hoped he would look like on the Broncos. I am happy that he finally gets to show out on the Saints. Yeah. Go Vele.
Shuck and Vele stack is going to win someone a championship in a minute.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
And that's exactly it right there.
Wild.
Next up on our list, we've got Colby Parkinson. Somebody asked about Colby Parkinson a little bit earlier and whether or not they should pick him up.
Well, it was Parkinson versus Loveland, right?
Yeah, Parkinson. So let's talk about Parkinson first here.
Yeah,
We've been talking about Kobe Parkinson for
a
several
couple
weeks
weeks
now.
now. I was
It's
I was probably overly excited about him last week, but like it's only gone up. I might be too excited about Colby Parkinson, but he is one of my top waiver ads this week. Since week 12, he's had an 80% catch rate. He's had at least 4 targets per game, 10 targets inside the 20. Devontae Adams has had 8. Puka's had 3 because for whatever reason, they don't like throwing to Puka in the red zone. It's Colby Parkinson time. In the last 6 games, he has scored a touchdown in all but 1 game. Now, on paper, he might look like a touchdown-dependent tight end, which, okay, fair, but he is also the only player that's touchdown-dependent that you can depend on to actually get that touchdown. So I love this. I mean, he's looking great. If Adams isn't playing this week and it's not looking like he's going to, then those shares are going to Colby Parkinson and they're going to Puka.
yeah.
So this is a great week to pick up Colby Parkinson if you didn't pick him up already.
Yeah, 86% snap share for Parkinson this week as well, which is his highest by like almost 20%.
Yeah.
From the week before. So huge bump up there. They're going to need him against Seattle. Those divisional games are always very brutal, especially on the road. So this is definitely somebody that you should be looking at. On the flip side, we had a Colston Loveland question. Let's go ahead and just talk about him. He is on our list of, he could definitely be worth a stash. I know stash is a tough word right now to say in the playoffs because it's, you want to add players that are going to make an impact, not somebody that could make an impact in 3 weeks. But this is something I would definitely look out, not only in the waiver wire, the injury report, but somebody you actually probably could pick up. He hasn't gotten less than 5 targets since week 12. He hasn't gotten less than 4 targets since week 6. He definitely does get involved in the game. He catches the balls that he needs to, and he scores points effectively. I mean, he is a big part of that offense with Rome Odunze being gone.
And that's the key is since Odunze's injury, Loveland is second on the team with targets, receptions, and yards.
Yes. And then, DJ Moore's is getting back into play. 2 touchdowns last week for DJ Moore, by the way. But Cole Kmet also came out with an injury during the game last week. So that's something that needs to be looked at. The Bears offense, Ben Johnson does trust Colston Level, and they went out and got him for a reason. So this would be a tight end I would consider getting. If I had the option between the 2 of them, I'd go get Colby Parkinson, though. So next up on the list for tight ends, actually, Darren Waller, who destroyed Josh's prediction for Darren Waller of 17 receptions on the season. 7 receptions. And yes, we have been talking about him. 7 receptions on 8 targets, 2 touchdowns last night, 25.6 points. Dolphins still lost, but 25.6 points last night. That's insane.
And so
guess who is next week? The Bengals. The team that allows the most points against the tight end position, except for Mark Andrews, apparently, and Isaiah Likely, who both.
I don't even want to talk about that. We're not talking about it. We're not talking about it.
I was told that Isaiah Likely was going to score 1 billion points last week.
We're not talking about it.
Bengals. How many points did Isaiah Likely score again?
Yeah.
Anyways, we're not talking about them.
No, we're not talking about
Waller is the offense.
So I said last week to not put too much stock in what Waller was going to do in week 15, but to go and pick him up because week 16, he is going to go off. And he did it anyway against Pittsburgh. So if
So hopefully you picked him up.
If you did go and pick him up last week to make sure that you had him for week 16, you're ahead of the game.
Yeah. 69% of leagues still can roster him today. So go out and make your claim. If I had to rank the three, I'd rank Colby Parkinson, Darren Waller, Colston Loveland.
Agreed.
Today.
No, yeah.
Next week, maybe different. Next up on the list is Michael Carter. He's the last on our, like, you must add these guys with, Bam Knight being injured, right? I picked the right one. Yeah, Bam Knight being injured.
Yeah.
DeMarcado was also out this week, I believe, as well, which naturally leads to the next running back, the RB5 of the team, Michael Carter. The last 3 weeks
dropped, picked up.
Yeah, put on the practice squad, picked up again. RB28 over the last 3 weeks. Last week he was RB19 with 13.4. He's gotten 10 points the last 3 weeks as well, so that's impressive. 7.8% of you roster him. He's the RB1 on a team that is scoring a lot of fantasy points without Marvin Harrison and Kyler Murray. Who would have thought? Not me.
Yeah. Wait,
so many
on our list, but we talked about the injuries. So I don't want to talk. I don't want to go into depth because we don't need to. But keep an eye on Chris Rodriguez. If Rodriguez is out, Bill Krosky might actually be in play this week.
Yeah, we talked a lot on Sunday how nobody should trust Bill Krosky ever again because it was a great 3-week run at the beginning of the season, and then he never scored more than 5 points ever again, and then he scored 15.6 in the first half, I think.
Yeah, and he looked good doing it.
Yeah,
5.33 yards per carry, 2.17 yards after contact. I mean,
and Chris Rodriguez did play this Sunday, didn't he?
No,
he didn't. He was out. Okay,
he was out.
Okay,
so this is why I'm prefacing this by if Chris Rodriguez is out, Bill is in play. If Rodriguez plays, forget about that entire backfield. It's a hot mess.
Yeah. This is another guy who.
Yeah.
Look at the injury report. Woody Marks. If he does not play, Jordan is a good option there. He did score quite a bit of points, 13.8 last week. Finishes RB17. This is his only points, I think, in his career as well. So
yeah, I mean, he hopped right over a Gumbawale. Like anybody who thought that it was going to be a Gumbawale when Woody Marks went out, didn't happen.
Correct.
Lord Jordan, who's that guy?
Yeah, his 15 attempts last week are his only 15 attempts in his entire career. So in the NFL. So this is his first. That was his debut,
and he
scored 13.8.
Nearly 7 yards per carry.
Yeah, 101 yards.
Yeah. So
Woody, who?
This is something you really have to keep an eye on.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you have Woody Marks, you might go ahead and just pick him up. If you can afford a bench spot, this is somebody you might just go ahead and pick up because
agreed. Since we don't know what it's going to look like. Yeah,
right. I mean, Las Vegas and the Chargers to end the season. It's
right. Well, and so that's something else that we really need to think about too. Is they've got Las Vegas this week. Do they really need to rush Woody Marks back in, or do they give him a little extra rest? Can they get it done without him? I think they can. They know they can.
Potentially.
So potentially, yeah. But that's another thing to think about.
Before we get into Justin's disappointments, I want to talk about one player, Michael Pittman Jr. Don't panic on him yet. It might have been wide receiver 42 the last 3 weeks. Finished as wide receiver 66 with 5.6 points. Remember, it was Phil Rivers' first game. He's playing with a completely different quarterback than he was 2 weeks ago, and even 3 weeks ago. So I'm not giving up on Pittman yet this season. He is still the premier option on the wide receiver front for the Colts. He can literally catch anything. Let's see how that changes. They've got a long week. I keep saying they have a long week for Monday Night Football at home. This could be a completely different atmosphere than Seattle. Don't give up on him yet just because Philip Rivers is his quarterback. He still got 5 targets last week. And he's the wide receiver 1. So,
right.
I'm going to go through some of these questions real quick, and then we will move on to our the disappointments here. Let's see. JJ McCarthy versus the Giants or Shuck versus the Jets. Brian, you're on the wrong show, man, but Shuck?
Shuck.
Doesn't want to start Love. Yeah.
I mean, I'd feel pretty confident in starting Shuck over Love, honestly.
Herbert or Dart? Dart. What did I just say? Herbert or Dart? Watson, Alec Pierce. If it doesn't go. I would, if Christian Watson's a go, I would start Christian Watson.
Yep.
I'm not starting Alec right now. Herbert or Dart, however, that is a better question, and I would probably take
Herbert has the Cowboys. Dart's got the Vikings. Herbert has the Cowboys.
Herbert
has the Cowboys. I feel like I don't need to say anything else. Herbert has the Cowboys.
What are we doing with T. Higgins and McMillan? KP McMillan, I'm not afraid of 4.5. He has been double digits like all season. T. Higgins, on the other hand,
I'm worried about T.
I am worried about.
Like
T. Jalen is a popular wide receiver name. Jalen Naylor, Jalen Waddle, Jalen Royals, Jalen Noel, Jalen Lane. Yep. One flex.
Wait, they're not all spelled the same though.
No, they are not. But Jalen is still a Jalen.
Yeah, that's fair.
One flex: Henderson, Waddle, or Tet McMillan.
I'm riding with Henderson. I'm on the Henderson train.
Purdy, Nix, or Brissett. I'm going Brissett.
That's hard. Yeah, Brissett.
And this is where we are in week 16.
Yeah, nope, already did that. You're fine.
I was subtweeting Brian while I was talking about, people told me that Likely was going to score 1 million points.
Yeah, I may have started Likely in a couple of playoffs. And my favorite was I had one playoff where and this was not totally by choice. Likely was. I started Likely. And then I started Yoshivas. Guess how many points he had? The same amount as Likely. So that went really well for me.
If you're starting Isaiah in week 16,
starting both of those guys, right? It's not like I was hoping for miracles to happen at that point.
Well, if you're in the playoffs still and you're starting Isaiah in week 16, you're likely going to be disappointed. I'll see myself out.
Yeah.
Let's talk about disappointing players. First up, got Kenneth Walker III with 2.9 points last week against the Indianapolis Colts, who are missing DeForest Buckner and 2 starting corners. Also, the Seahawks just literally couldn't get the ball. I don't know if you saw time of possession. The Colts had the ball more in the first half than they averaged in a single game.
Yeah.
Insane. But it wasn't like the Seahawks were just completely out of the game to where they couldn't run. They had to pass. The Seahawks just were not an effective offense. JSN never got going until the end of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like the Colts did a really, really good job of disrupting the Seahawks game flow.
Yes.
They just seemed all out of sorts.
It's exactly what happened. So I will give Kenneth Walker the benefit of the doubt this week. He is on my short list of you get one more chance because we get to championship week and all bets are off at this point. So this is 2 straight weeks where he's had less than 5 points after having double-digit points in 3 straight weeks. His roller coaster season continues. But I think we're on a downward slope because you got you got the Rams and then you got the Panthers. In fact,
you also have Charbonnet, and I want off this roller coaster. I don't like this roller coaster.
Kenneth Walker.
I have been on this roller coaster all season. I want off. I am all done.
You're out of here. Kenneth Walker's gone. You can cut him today. For any player that we mentioned on our list today, you can go ahead and cut Kenneth Walker. Effectively, he is donezo. Now, if you are a follower of the show, you know the statistics of me donezoing somebody. They immediately
not me.
30-point game.
But not me.
That is
and
true.
I'm the
Charlene
one
usually
that said,
disagrees with me. So
you put one more chance on the show sheet, and I said, no, I'm done. we're all done.
Charlene said Kenneth Walker is done, not yeah. Okay. Next up, he was on my don't panic list last week. Now he's on my one more chance. Stephon Diggs, wide receiver 85 over the last 3 weeks, 65 last week, 5.6 in a revenge game. In a game, I have the wrong logo. He's not on the Bills anymore. He's on the Patriots. In a game
it's
where
red, white, and blue.
Same difference. In a game that you should have dominated. New England was dominating in the first half, Brian. Calling you out. They were dominating and Diggs couldn't. What's wrong? You're done. Like, if you don't perform this week, we're done. I will never roster you ever again. So he's on my one more chance list. Drake London is on the Falcons. He hasn't played in a while. So he gets one chance. If he doesn't play this week, he's done. I'm done with him this season.
Because my gut says even if he plays this week, you can't start him, right? You want to see what it looks like. But I feel like I kind of had that same sentiment with Mike Evans. And boy, if you sat him, you were really regretting life.
Yeah.
So I do with that what you will.
Yep. Josh, we are talking about Stephon Diggs because he is being rostered in 92.4% of leagues. And truthfully, he's probably rostered in all the leagues that are not in the playoffs.
Yeah. And again, we've talked about a bunch of guys today that you could go and pick up for Diggs.
Next on the list is Mr. Justin Jefferson, wide receiver 88 over the last 3 weeks, averaging 3.2 points. He was wide receiver 76, so up with 4.2 points last week.
Heartache. If you
are in the playoffs right now, if you are in the playoffs and you have Justin Jefferson, that you drafted Justin Jefferson in a redraft league, please comment, like, subscribe, any of those, because I want to know who you are. I don't know a single roster. I just eliminated a team that had Justin Jefferson on his bench this week. And he has Jamar Chase also.
Yeah. It's pain. Lots of pain if you drafted him.
And he just got a big contract, so it's not even like you could go anywhere with that. So the Vikings are
He and JJ have a lot of work to do in the offseason.
Yep. With JN and JA as well. Josh and Brian both have JJ, and apparently he's going to win the ship. I don't know what league. Definitely not a league I'm in, Josh. Last on my list today of disappointing players is Rome Odunze, wide receiver 131, because he hasn't played. Or I'm sorry, he has played in the last 3 weeks. 2.8 points over the last 3 weeks. So bad. Rostered still in 89.3% of leagues with his injury that he re-aggravated right before the game. I'm done with him. Like, toss him aside. Don't need him anymore because Rome can't even get onto the field. Also, this is a week-to-week injury, so the chances of him being here this week probably means he won't be there next week. So
he literally re-aggravated the injury like 4 minutes before game time.
Yeah, everybody is at 12:56. Rome Odunze is out, and you're like,
oh my god!
I'm literally watching.
Check your lineups. Yeah,
I'm watching the game right now. Like, they just went to commercial. Nothing. They came back from commercial. the offense had the ball. No, Rome was out there, and he's like, "Oh, by the way, guys, Roma Dunze is out for the game." We're like, "What?"
Yeah, I got the
Exactly.
alert on my phone 4 minutes before the game started.
Even if we go back, 3 weeks. So he was out this week. He was out last week with a foot injury. He
Well, he's
scored
been dealing
2.8.
with it for a little bit, I think.
Yeah, well, he's been dealing with something.
Yeah.
2.8 points the week before, 8.3, 6.1. It's been since week 10 since he scored double-digit points with 20.6, but he found the end zone. When he finds the end zone, he does well. If he doesn't, he's crap. So, Roma Dunze, it was a great 5-week run at the beginning of the season. But we're done. We're over. We are never getting back together.
I mean, we've got a decent list of wide receivers that you could go and pick up for Roma Dunze.
Yeah, I would never.
Stephon Diggs.
I would never say drop a player if I didn't have somebody free to pick up. Jalen Naylor, Devon Vele, only 2 wide receivers versus the 4 that I listed today. But guys, we could do better.
I mean, he's not on our list, but maybe even Darius Slayton. Again, I guess that's contingent on Dart, but
yeah.
Actually, is it? Because who's the quarterback when Dart's out?
Mr. Jameis Winston. Look at it. Ooh. Is Dart going to miss this week? Will I have a starting quarterback this week? It doesn't matter. I'm eliminated from those playoffs. But I had to start Jameis Winston this past week in a super flex.
Yeah,
my
well,
quarterbacks are Jameis Winston, Russell Wilson, Jimmy Garoppolo, Daniel Jones, Sam Howell.
That sounds like my 2 QB dynasty. Well, I had to do that for like the first half of the season after Purdy went down because that was my only starting quarterback in a 2 quarterback league.
Somebody tell Roma Dunze's dad to retweet something again.
Right?
Michael Wilson, Cardinals wide receiver. What about him, Big Oats? What about him, Raphael? Because I'm pretty sure this is Raphael.
He is
rostered.
He's good to go unless Marvin Harrison comes back. If Marvin Harrison comes back, Michael Wilson's unplayable.
Is he though?
Yeah, if you look at all the games where Marvin Harrison played,
Okay, so week 10 and 13, we got 10. He scored 7.4. 13, he scored 6.6. He just wasn't getting targets. He doesn't play. He gets 1 million targets a game.
Right. I
feel like that should lead your offense to say we need to feed Michael Wilson more.
But regardless. That's not when Marvin Harrison's there. That's not.
4 days ago, Marvin Harrison Jr. ruled out for week 15, expected back this year. That's not a great look.
Expected back this year. What? Okay, so that leads me to believe it's not this fantasy season. That is
week 18, maybe.
Yeah. And if that's the case, then yes, Michael Wilson. Love it.
Always Michael Wilson. Guys, that's the show. Tonight we will have a Underdog live show stream with Tim. So be sure to check that out. I'm pretty sure it's 8 p.m. Eastern. Just subscribe to our channel and you'll get those updates. Tomorrow starts Hit Showdown with Josh and I, where Josh is going to pick, 8 more players to figure out how to not get a better record than me again for like the 18th week this season. We're only 16 weeks in, but he's pretty bad at it. I'm pretty good at it. So be sure to check us out at noon tomorrow for the Start Sit Showdown. Good Lord. Tomorrow night, our weekly ranking show with Michael and John tomorrow night. Topher and John. Two of the three of them will be on the show tomorrow night. I'm pretty sure it's John and Topher.
Tune in to find out.
Yeah, tune in to find out. Yeah, tomorrow at 8 p.m. 8. Tune in tomorrow night. It's week 16, guys. And then Friday, Get Tilted, our DFS show, Saturday Dynasty and 30 and then Sunday back here again to get you through your lineups, decisions. Josh is the week 13, number 3 ranker on Fantasy Pros. He's literally going to live by that for the rest of his life, I think. So, Charlene, do you have anything else to plug?
We should get him a trophy for week 13.
I'm thinking about it. I'm literally thinking about it. Like, not even like a participation trophy, like one of those big first place trophies. Like, no, it has to be third place. He was number 3.
Yeah. So it's got to be a little one.
A slightly smaller one, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, all of you that are on Fantasy Now Plus, Brian, not Josh, get a small wrestling belt. That's actually perfect. Let's talk about maybe pitching in on getting Josh a third place week 13 ranker belt or something.
Small wrestling belt. You got to get one that fits like a bracelet.
Fits a stuffed animal, not a stuffed animal, a doll. We can get him a John Cena doll with a third place wrestling belt.
Oh no,
Brian, we can't talk about this in public. You have to say that in text, and even then, only on voice calls. So that's gonna do the show, guys. We're out of here. Good luck this week. Make sure you go and pick up all your waivers right now. Don't forget about them. Do not forget about them. And we will be back next week again for the championship round of the waiver wires. Good luck. Well, we hope to see you all there next week. Peace out.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe wherever you watch or listen to podcasts. We'll be back next week for more ways to win your league.